God says, "My child, I need you to breathe and listen to me now. Something sacred has just unfolded. A few minutes ago, your soulmate's name was spoken in the halls of heaven. I saw tears fall, not of despair, but of awakening. The doctors on earth may have just spoken the word cancer, but I, your Creator, have spoken another word, healing. And my word carries greater power than any diagnosis that mortal lips can ever declare. Do not be afraid, beloved. I was there in that room when the news was given. I felt the trembling of your soulmate's soul. I saw the silence that followed, the way their heart whispered, "Why me?" And I placed my hand over their chest to remind them that they are not alone. Even before you knew, I was already standing beside them. You see, my child, this did not happen to destroy you or to tear love apart. It came to awaken the strength of heaven that sleeps within your faith. I do not allow pain without planting purpose inside it. And though this moment feels heavy, something divine is being written into your story. Right now, as you hear these words, angels of healing are surrounding your soulmate. Their wings glow with light so radiant that no darkness can survive near it. The cells of the body that once carried weakness are being touched by light, a divine energy that human eyes cannot see but heaven witnesses clearly. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a miracle. I know your mind is racing. Why them? Why now? Why this pain when love was just beginning to bloom again? But I need you to trust me. There are things the human heart cannot yet understand. There are moments I allow in order to reveal the hidden power that love carries when it chooses to believe instead of fear. Do not let despair speak louder than hope. Every tear that falls from your eyes is being caught by angels and turned into drops of healing grace. Every prayer you whisper is forming a shield of light around your soulmate's body. You may not see it yet, but heaven has already begun the restoration. Your soulmate's name is written in my hands. Before the sickness was discovered, I had already sent the remedy. Before the test results came, I had already spoken healing into their timeline. What you are witnessing now is not the story's conclusion, it is the moment before the light breaks through. Child, I know your heart aches. I know the fear of losing someone you love feels unbearable. But listen, I am the God who breathes life where death tries to settle. I am the voice that speaks rise into what was declared broken. And I am doing it again, right now, for the one you love. When you close your eyes tonight, I want you to picture your soulmate wrapped in golden light. See my hand resting on their body. Imagine the cancer shrinking, fading, dissolving into nothingness under the fire of divine love. Let your faith paint the picture before your eyes, because what you imagine through faith, heaven begins to form into reality. This is not a punishment, it is a preparation. Your soulmate carries a destiny that still needs to unfold. There are words they must speak, lives they must touch, love they must still give and receive. The enemy thought this illness would silence them, but I, the Lord your God, have written otherwise. I have declared that their voice will rise again. I have declared that you will see the miracle with your own eyes. Hold on to this truth, I never take something away without planning to give something far greater in return. This pain will give birth to strength, compassion, and an unbreakable bond between your souls. You will both learn that love is not weakened by sickness, it becomes stronger through it. For in the fire of trial, the gold of true love shines the brightest. Do not speak the language of fear, my child. Speak the language of healing. Every word you say over your soulmate carries the vibration of faith. When you whisper, "You will be healed," the angels echo your words into the spiritual realm, multiplying their power. Heaven responds to the sound of belief. I want you to know that at this very moment, Archangel Raphael, the healer of heaven, is standing beside your soulmate's bed. His hands glow with green fire, the color of divine restoration. Every breath your soulmate takes is being infused with this holy energy. Even the doctors will not understand how recovery begins so suddenly, but you will know. You will remember that I promised this. And you, my beloved, are part of this miracle. Your prayers, your tears, your faith, they are the bridge through which my healing flows. Do not see yourself as helpless. You are my vessel of light. When you touch their hand, I touch through you. When you speak hope, I breathe through your words. When you cry, I feel every drop. The next few days will test your strength, but I have already given you the grace to walk through them. Even when things seem uncertain, know that I am working behind the veil. Healing doesn't always begin in the body, it begins in the spirit. And your soulmate's spirit is already awakening, already receiving my light, already feeling my warmth. Soon you will witness signs, small but sure, that I am moving. A report that changes, a pain that disappears, a sudden peace that settles in their heart. Do not mistake these signs as coincidence. They are the whispers of heaven telling you that the miracle has begun. I am not a God of delay. I am a God of perfect timing. And though this news reached your ears only 5 minutes ago, I have been preparing the healing for 5 lifetimes. You are not late. You are right on time to see my glory unfold. So now, wipe your tears. Stand in faith. Speak my promises aloud. Say, my soulmate will live and not die, for the Lord is their healer. Say it with conviction, for every word you speak in faith builds the bridge toward recovery. I have chosen this moment to reveal how powerful your love truly is when it is rooted in faith. For love that believes can summon miracles. Love that prays can change destiny. Love that refuses to give up becomes the very hand of God moving through the storm. You will not lose this person, my child. You will gain a deeper understanding of what divine love feels like, the kind that conquers fear, illness, and even death. You will watch as life returns to their face, as laughter fills the silence again. And when that day comes, you will know that the tears you cried were not wasted. They watered the soil where the miracle grew. Rest now in my promise, your soulmate is not walking through this alone. Heaven walks with them. And you, my beloved, are chosen to witness the power of divine healing firsthand. My child, I know your heart still trembles, caught between fear and faith. The news struck like lightning, and for a moment, it felt as though the world stopped breathing. But listen closely, beloved, there is a reason even this pain was allowed to touch your life. What seems like a tragedy is not the end of your story, it is the hidden beginning of something sacred that heaven has written long before you were born. You see, long before you and your soulmate met on earth, your souls stood before me in light. You both agreed to walk a journey that would awaken divine strength inside you. Some souls come together only to experience joy, but the two of you, you came to awaken miracles. You came to teach the world what love looks like when it chooses to believe against all odds. This illness was never meant to destroy either of you. It was meant to reveal what was hidden, the divine fire that burns within your hearts, the faith that lies buried beneath layers of fear, the spiritual bond that no human language can describe. When love is tested, it either breaks or transforms, and yours, my child, is meant to transform into light. Your soulmate's diagnosis may sound like a storm, but in heaven, it is the sound of chains breaking. It is the moment old karma, pain, and generational wounds are being cleansed through divine intervention. What looks like sickness is, in truth, a cleansing, a spiritual reset. The cells of the body are being rewritten by my hand. The energy of past sorrows is being washed away. Do not let the shadows deceive you. The human eye sees sickness, heaven sees rebirth. You may see weakness, I see a divine awakening that will make your soulmate stronger than ever before. Every tear you shed is watering the roots of a miracle that is already growing, unseen, beneath the surface. My child, I am the author of life. I do not write stories of destruction, I write stories of resurrection. The world calls it cancer, but I call it the stage where faith takes form. I am turning this into a testimony that will echo for generations. Even now, I have assigned angels to guard every breath your soulmate takes. Archangel Raphael is at their side, his wings radiating emerald fire, cleansing and renewing. Archangel Michael stands near their bed, shielding their spirit from fear. Every night as they sleep, heavenly hands rest upon them, whispering life into their veins. You must understand, beloved, that the body listens to the spirit. When the spirit believes it can heal, the cells awaken to that truth. That is why I am asking you to speak only life, to speak only hope. Words are not small things, they are seeds of power. Speak to the illness as though you command it, for when you do, the vibration of faith begins to reorder reality. There will be moments when your mind tries to wander into doubt. There will be nights when the silence feels unbearable. But I am closer in those moments than you can imagine. I am sitting beside you when you cry. I am the warmth that touches your shoulder when you feel cold. I am the peace that suddenly wraps around your heart without reason. That is me reminding you that nothing is ever truly lost when you have faith. The hidden plan of heaven is this: I am using this storm to teach you both the language of miracles. You will learn that healing is not just a physical act, it is a spiritual awakening. You will watch your soulmate's soul begin to glow with divine energy, as though a light deep inside them has been switched on. You will see how fear begins to fade, replaced by trust, by surrender, by peace. My child, miracles are not random. They are invitations, invitations for your faith to rise higher than your fear. You are standing at the edge of one right now. The world may see an illness, but I see the moment my glory will shine through both of you. Your soulmate's journey will touch hearts. Through their healing, others will believe. Through your faith, others will find courage. Do not underestimate what I can do through one act of trust. When I look at your soulmate, I do not see sickness. I see light trapped beneath pain, ready to burst free. I see the soul I formed with love and purpose. And when I look at you, I see the chosen vessel through which healing flows. I need you to understand something powerful. Love itself is a healing force. It carries divine energy that can touch what medicine cannot. When you love without fear, when you hold their hand and whisper faith, you become the channel of my power. Love is my language, and through your love, I perform miracles. This season is temporary. It will not define your forever. What you feel now is the breaking open of hearts that were meant to carry greater compassion and wisdom. Soon, you will look back and see how everything, even this pain, led you both closer to my light. I have written restoration into the ending of this story. I have already seen your soulmate smiling again, healthy and radiant, standing beside you with tears of gratitude. I have already seen the celebration that will come when the world says, "It's impossible," and heaven replies, "It is finished." But before that day, I need you to walk with me. Walk by faith, not by sight. When fear whispers, remind yourself, God is healing them right now. When sadness tries to pull you under, say, "This is not the end." God is still writing. There will be signs, gentle signs that my hand is near. A song will play when you least expect it, carrying a message of comfort. A butterfly may land near you, reminding you that transformation is happening even when unseen. A sudden peace will fall over your heart, and that will be my whisper saying, "Trust me." You and your soulmate are connected not only by love but by divine purpose. This experience will not separate you, it will unite you in ways the world cannot understand. For through this, you both will learn the power of prayer, the reality of angels, and the truth that I am always near. The hidden plan of heaven is never to hurt, but to heal. Sometimes, I must break the shell so that the light within can pour out. That is what is happening now. You are both being refined, strengthened, awakened. And soon, the very thing that brought tears will bring testimony. So hold your faith like a torch in the dark. Keep praying, keep loving, keep believing. I am working, even when you cannot see it. Every second that passes brings you closer to the miracle already written in my book of destiny. You are not alone, my child. I am in the hospital room. I am in your prayers. I am in the heartbeat of your soulmate. And I am in the silence that tells you, "Be still, I am God." The hidden plan is not hidden from me. It is hidden for you, to be revealed at the perfect time. And when it is, the world will know that nothing is impossible for the one who believes. My child, the time has come for you to understand the greatest war ever fought, the war that doesn't happen in the sky or the earth, but within the human heart. The battle between fear and faith is being fought right now inside you, and I am standing beside you as your shield and strength. When pain enters a story, fear tries to rise like a flood. It whispers lies. What if they never heal? What if this ends in loss? What if I prayed too late? Those whispers are not your thoughts, beloved. They are the echoes of darkness trying to drown out my voice. But even as fear speaks, faith begins to stir, quiet but powerful, like the first light before dawn. Do you feel that trembling in your heart? That is your spirit fighting to believe. And heaven fights with you. Every time you choose hope instead of despair, you shift the balance of this battle. You may not see it, but each tear you cry in faith sends waves of light into realms you cannot imagine. The angels take those tears and pour them like oil on the fire of healing. I have seen how fear has tried to follow you, how it sits near your bed, whispering what-ifs into your soul. I have watched you reach for faith even when your hands were shaking. My beloved, that is what true strength looks like, not the absence of fear, but the courage to choose faith while fear is still screaming. I do not blame you for feeling afraid. I created your heart to feel deeply, to love completely. Fear comes not because you doubt me, but because you love deeply and don't want to lose what I have given you. But child, you cannot lose what is held in my hands. You cannot lose what I have written into eternity. Look at your soulmate, they are not alone in this fight. Even when pain tries to dim their smile, even when the body feels weak, my light burns within them stronger than ever. Faith is rising in them, too. There are moments when they feel me, in the quiet, in the warmth of your hand, in the peace that falls after you pray. I am whispering to their soul, hold on. Healing is coming. My child, faith is not just a belief. It is the energy that shapes reality. When you believe, you give heaven permission to move. When you speak words of healing, angels obey. That is why I keep telling you to keep your words sacred, for life and death are carried in the tongue. Speak as if the healing is already done. Say it aloud, my soulmate is healed. My soulmate is whole. My soulmate is covered in divine light. There is power in repetition. Each time you speak it, the words dig roots into the spiritual ground, and soon the tree of healing begins to grow. It might take time for the world to see the leaves, but the roots are already spreading. Fear will not go quietly. It will come in waves, trying to pull you down again. It will remind you of statistics, of the doctor's words, of stories that ended in sorrow. But remember, those stories were not written by me. I am the God who changes endings. I am the author who can rewrite what was meant for pain and turn it into praise. When fear tries to speak, answer it with faith. Say, even now, God is working. Even now, healing is happening. Let those words be your weapon. Faith is not the denial of what you see, it is the declaration of what I have promised. Do you know what happens in the spirit every time you pray for your soulmate? Light bursts through the darkness. Archangel Michael raises his sword, cutting through cords of despair and hopelessness. Archangel Raphael pours healing over the body. The sickness trembles under the weight of divine power. Heaven is not silent, it moves when faith moves. There is a reason I allowed this moment in your story, child. You are learning how to stand when the ground shakes. You are learning how to trust me not because life is easy, but because love is stronger than fear. And through your strength, others will learn to believe again. Your soulmate's healing is not only about their body, it's about awakening hearts, yours and theirs, to the truth that miracles are real. Every time you choose to pray instead of panic, you are declaring to the universe that my power is greater than pain. And I tell you this, faith always wins. The doctors will do what they know, and I bless their hands. But remember, their knowledge has limits, mine does not. When science ends, I begin. When human logic says, no way, I whisper, watch me. I have healed bodies that were pronounced dead, I have restored hearts that were shattered beyond repair. This situation is no exception. But child, for miracles to manifest, faith must stay alive. Feed your faith daily. Speak to me often. Let your thoughts dwell on my promises instead of your fears. When your mind begins to spiral, pause and say, God is in control. That one sentence can silence 1,000 lies. There will be nights when your soulmate sleeps and you stare at them, wondering how to pray. In those moments, you don't need perfect words. Just breathe my name, Jesus. That single name carries all healing, all power, all mercy. Speak it softly, and the angels will bow, the sickness will weaken, and heaven will fill that room. Remember this, beloved. Miracles are born in the soil of impossibility. If it were easy, you wouldn't need faith. But because it feels impossible, it means the stage is set for divine glory. The darker the night, the brighter the miracle will shine. Do not measure progress by what you see today. Healing sometimes begins invisibly. Cells are repairing, energy is shifting, spiritual cords are being cut, light is being poured into places where darkness once lived. This battle is being fought on levels you cannot see, but victory is already written in my book. Your soulmate spirit is strong. Even when their body feels weak, their soul is glowing with faith. And every time you whisper a prayer, that light grows brighter. You are both warriors in this holy war, and you will both win. I know there will be days when exhaustion hits you, when your knees feel heavy and your eyes overflow. When that happens, do not hide your tears. Let them fall into my hands. Every tear you cry becomes a drop of power I pour back into your soulmate's healing. Nothing is wasted in my kingdom, not pain, not waiting, not even tears. Hold on to this truth, the battle between fear and faith is never won by might or strength, it is won by trust. Just trust me, even when you can't understand. Even when the night feels long. Because at the exact moment you feel you can't hold on anymore, that's when my power will rise strongest within you. And soon, my beloved, fear will lose its voice. Faith will stand victorious. You will see signs, a new report, a sudden smile, a moment of peace. Those will be the first rays of dawn breaking through. And when you see them, remember, I was here all along, fighting beside you, turning what the enemy meant for sorrow into the greatest story of divine healing. You are not losing this battle. You are already winning. Because faith has taken root, and once faith takes root, miracles must bloom. My child, the moment you feared would never come has quietly arrived. The tide is turning. The light that you prayed for is breaking through. The battle between fear and faith has been fierce, but faith has not only survived, it has begun to bloom. Heaven has heard your cries, and the sound of your prayers has become a melody that fills the corridors of eternity. Can you feel it? That gentle peace that rests upon your heart, even when nothing around you has changed yet? That is the first sign. Peace always comes before the miracle manifests. It is the whisper of heaven saying, "It has already begun." As you sit near your soulmate, watching them breathe, I want you to know that my presence is there, not far above the clouds, but close enough that my breath mixes with yours. I am touching their body even now. The light of Raphael's wings is flowing through every cell, every organ, every fragile part of their being. The places where disease once tried to dwell are now being flooded with life. I told you that the storm would not last forever, and I am keeping my promise. Every moment of faith you showed, every whispered prayer, every tear offered in love, has built a bridge for my power to walk upon. The cells that were once weakened are awakening. The blood that was burdened by sickness is being purified by light. Even the doctors will notice signs they cannot explain. They will see numbers improve, pain lessen, and strength return, and though they will search for reasons, they will find only one: divine intervention. But my child, this miracle did not happen by chance. It was born from faith, love, and surrender. You gave me permission to move when you stopped demanding answers and simply said, "God, I trust you." Those 3 words opened the door wider than any medicine could. You see, healing flows most freely when the heart releases its fear. Right now, your soulmate is being held between heaven and earth, not in danger, but in transformation. Their soul is remembering its divine blueprint, the one I wrote before they entered this life. That blueprint carries perfect health, peace, and divine strength. I am restoring them to that original pattern, cell by cell, breath by breath. In this sacred moment, even the unseen world stands still in awe. Angels gather around, watching the miracle unfold. Some of them were once assigned to guard you through grief, now they rejoice to serve you through victory. The atmosphere around you is changing, can you feel it? It's lighter, warmer, as if sunlight is shining through invisible clouds. That is my glory, descending upon you both. Your soulmate will begin to feel subtle changes, less pain, deeper sleep, moments of joy that come out of nowhere. They may even tell you, "I don't know why, but I feel something good is happening." That feeling is not imagination, it is confirmation. My spirit is already working within them. And you, beloved, your faith has become medicine. Every word you spoke in hope carried a frequency that reached their body. When you said, "You are healed," heaven echoed, "It is done." When you held their hand and cried, your tears became rivers of life that flowed through their spirit. Love itself has been the greatest healer of all. Now, I want you to remember something: miracles often begin quietly. They do not always come with thunder or light. Sometimes they come with a sigh, a smile, a heartbeat that steadies after long fear. That is how my power moves, gentle, yet unstoppable. Do not rush the process. Healing is not a race, it is a symphony. Every note must play in perfect order. You may not see everything at once, but each day will reveal a new layer of restoration. And as you continue to believe, you will notice how the darkness that once seemed so heavy begins to lift like morning fog. My child, you must know how proud I am of your faith. You stood when it hurt to stand. You believed when it was easier to break. You became the vessel through which I poured my miracle, not only into your soulmate's body but into your own heart. For while they heal in the flesh, you are healing in the spirit. The two of you are being reborn together, into love that is purer, stronger, and everlasting. I want you to take this moment and breathe gratitude. Gratitude is the sound of trust. When you thank me before the miracle is complete, you tell heaven that you already know the outcome. That kind of gratitude multiplies miracles. Speak it now. Thank you, God, for healing my soulmate. Thank you for keeping them safe. Thank you for this new life that is unfolding. Every word of thanks you speak releases new energy from heaven. Every breath of faith you take fills the atmosphere with divine harmony. Even nature feels it, the air becomes softer, the light shines brighter, because creation responds to the vibration of faith. My child, listen, your soulmate is not dying. They are awakening. The part of them that once lived in fear is dying, yes, but their divine self, the one I created in light, is rising. You will soon see a glow in their eyes, a peace that cannot be explained. That is the mark of my hand. The doctors will call it remission. The world will call it luck. But you and I know it is resurrection. There is a divine timing for everything, and you are standing in the middle of it now. You were never too late. You were chosen to stand at this intersection between heaven and earth because I needed someone with faith strong enough to believe when others couldn't. You were my chosen witness, the one through whom I could show that miracles are still real. Do not keep this light hidden. When the healing is complete, tell the story. Speak of my goodness. Let others know that I still heal, still restore, still turn tears into triumph. Because through your testimony, others will find hope for their own storms. Child, I am not finished yet. This is only the beginning. The miracle you see today will expand. It will ripple outward, touching more lives than you can imagine. Your soulmate will become a vessel of comfort to others who are sick. They will speak words of faith born from their own experience, and when they do, healing will flow through them too. That is how my glory multiplies, one healed soul becoming the healer of another. So rest tonight in my peace. You have fought well. The storm has begun to fade. The night has done its part, now the dawn is breaking. Soon, the laughter that once felt far away will fill your days again. Soon, you will both walk under the sunlight of promise, hand in hand, knowing that the power of faith truly moved mountains. And when that day comes, remember to whisper, "This was God." Because it was. Every moment of fear, every tear, every small act of belief, all of it has led here, to this miracle. The battle is not over yet, but the victory is certain. The light has taken root. The healing has begun. Heaven is rejoicing. You, my child, have walked through fire, and come out glowing with faith. My child, the hour has come when heaven's promise meets your faith. The nights you spent weeping, the countless prayers whispered through trembling lips, the moments you thought I wasn't listening, all of it has reached me. I was there in every heartbeat, in every tear that touched your pillow. I heard your cries even before you spoke them. And now, the season of suffering is bowing before the power of divine restoration. Your soulmate, the one whose name you spoke in prayer, the one whose hand you refused to let go of even in the darkest hour, has been touched by my healing hand. What doctors once doubted, I have overturned. What fear tried to destroy, love has rebuilt. The cells that once decayed are now regenerating with light, for my breath has entered them. My power has flowed through the invisible places of their being, and what was once dying now lives again. Do you remember when you asked me, God, will they ever smile again? And I whispered, yes, but the smile will not only return. It will carry the radiance of heaven. That moment has come. The room that once echoed with quiet sobs now holds laughter again. The heart that once trembled in weakness now beats with divine strength. This is not coincidence, my child, this is covenant. The illness that came to test you both was never sent to destroy. It was a mirror, showing you the depth of faith, the endurance of love, and the power of unity between two souls I joined long before your first meeting on earth. You prayed through your pain, you stood firm in the storm, and though your knees shook, your faith never truly fell. That faith became the bridge between heaven and earth, allowing me to step in. I want you to look at your soulmate now, not through fear, but through wonder. For every scar, every tear, every sleepless night is now a mark of victory. Their body carries not a sign of defeat but a signature of divine grace. The angels who stood guard in silence are now singing softly, for they have witnessed what few get to see, the exact moment when human faith touches divine mercy and creates a miracle. My child, you have learned what few understand, that love is the most powerful healer of all. Your love became prayer, and your prayer became power. You didn't realize it, but every time you whispered, God, please don't take them, you invited heaven to bend toward earth. Every time you held their hand and chose hope instead of fear, light entered the room. Even when you felt weak, the angels saw you shining, because strength is not the absence of tears, it is the courage to pray through them. Now, let go of the fear that once lived inside you. The chapter of illness has ended. The healing is complete not just in the body, but in the soul. Your soulmate will live, not merely to survive, but to testify. They will tell others how love, faith, and divine mercy rewrote what seemed final. And every listener will feel heaven stirring in their own heart. Do you see, my beloved, how pain turned to power? The diagnosis was not the end, it was the beginning of awakening. Through this journey, both of you have touched the sacred truth that I have always wanted you to know, that life is more than breathing, and love is more than emotion. Love is divine energy. It transcends hospitals, diagnoses, and time itself. I have written a new story over your destiny. The one that once said terminal now reads eternal. The one that said hopeless now says holy. And as your soulmate walks into a new dawn, healed and whole, know that this light will follow both of you wherever you go. The angels will walk before you in every season. Archangel Raphael, who tended every unseen wound, will now stand as your guardian of health. Archangel Michael, who fought back the forces of fear that tried to whisper lies, now sharpens your spirit with courage. And I, the Lord who heals, will dwell within you always. Never again doubt that miracles exist, for you have lived one. Never again question whether I hear prayers, for your own life is proof that I do. And when the world around you falls into fear, remember this story. Tell them that faith does not stop storms, but it teaches hearts to walk through them with me. Your soulmate will smile again, live again, love again, stronger than ever before. Their body will become a living temple of gratitude, their laughter a song of victory. Together, you will walk not as two afraid of losing, but as two chosen to witness what divine love can do. I am not done blessing you, my child. This healing was not the final miracle, but the first sign of a greater calling. Through this, I have awakened compassion in you, a tenderness that will heal others, a faith that will move mountains for those who cannot pray for themselves. You will carry my light into the dark places of the world, and lives will change because of the love that once fought for just one soul. Now rest. Breathe. The storm has passed. The future before you glows with promise. Hold your soulmate close tonight and thank me not with words, but with joy. For I dwell within that joy. The angels are rejoicing. Heaven is silent no longer, it sings your names as one of my greatest testimonies of faith. And as I look upon you both, I say this: you were never forsaken. You were never alone. I was there in every tear, in every prayer, in every heartbeat. And now I am here, blessing your tomorrow with peace, filling your life with new beginnings. Your story does not end with pain. It ends with promise. It ends with love. It ends with me. My child, now that the storm has ended, I want you to sit in silence for a moment and feel the air around you. Do you sense how still it has become? That quiet is not emptiness, it is my presence resting upon you. It is the hush that follows a miracle, the peace that arrives when heaven has completed its work. For so long you lived in survival mode, praying between breaths, waiting for news, hoping against fear. But now the rhythm of life returns. Each sunrise is a reminder that I kept my promise. When you wake, you no longer hear the hum of machines or the echo of worry, you hear birds singing, light pouring through the curtains. That is me, whispering, you made it through. Look at your soulmate as they move again, slower perhaps, but stronger in spirit. Their laughter sounds different now, softer, deeper, touched by eternity. They carry a quiet awareness that every second is sacred. This is the gift hidden inside every healing, the ability to see beauty in the simplest things, the warmth of sunlight, the taste of water, the breath shared between two souls who almost lost each other. Do not rush back into the noise of the world. Stay in this gentle gratitude a little longer. Let love guide your days. Touch their hand often, remind each other that love did not just save the body, it awakened the soul. You both have become carriers of hope. When others fall into despair, they will look at you and remember that heaven still answers. There will be moments when doubt tries to return, when you wonder if the sickness could ever come back. In those moments, speak my name aloud. Say, God healed what no one else could. Let that declaration fill the room, because spoken faith keeps miracles alive. Each time you remember the pain, also remember the power that lifted you out of it. Your soulmate will have scars, visible or unseen, but those marks are sacred. They are not reminders of weakness, they are symbols of survival. Where pain once lived, glory now dwells. When they touch those scars, let them thank me, for I turned wounds into witnesses. And you, my beloved, must not forget to care for yourself. The caretaker's heart often breaks in silence, but I saw every hidden exhaustion. I will refill you. Breathe in my peace, it is deeper than rest. I am renewing your strength so you may live joyfully, not fearfully. There is still purpose waiting for you both. The love that fought death itself is meant to inspire others. I will send people across your path, some strangers, some old friends, whose spirits will need the same comfort you once prayed for. When you speak, your words will carry healing energy. When you smile, my light will move through your eyes. You won't have to try, you will simply be the proof of my mercy. In nights to come, when you stand beneath the stars, you will feel a warmth that seems to wrap around you. That is my embrace, reminding you that heaven never truly feels far once it has touched earth through love. So go forward, my child. Celebrate life again. Laugh louder than you did before. Dance even when there's no music. Build dreams that honor the second chance I have given you. And when you pray, do not always ask, sometimes, simply say thank you. Gratitude is the language of angels. I bless you now with unshakable peace. I bless your soulmate with radiant health. I bless your future with abundance and unending love. What began in fear has become a fountain of faith, and this story, your story, will echo through hearts that need hope. Remember this always, I am not the God of endings, I am the God of beginnings. Every sunrise you witness from now on is my signature across the sky, declaring, love one again. Go, my beloved one, and live free.